Okay, let's talk about John Harbaugh going to the Giants. The deal is not official, so I do not want to talk about the deal because the details are not fully out there. But there's a couple things that we can still talk about. And yes, John Harbaugh is pretty much going to be going to the Giants. He's been in conversations with them about the contract. I don't know what's holding it up, to be honest, but still, we'll have to see how that goes. But it's also being reported that Todd Monken will be most likely joining the staff as well, which I do like because he has improved that Ravens offense ever since they got rid of Greg Roman. So I really like that move for the Giants. And overall, again, I think this is a good move for the Giants. The Giants have needed stability at the head coach position, really, I mean, dating back, the last 10 plus years? Ever since they got rid of Coughlin, it has just been a disaster. I can't even go through all the guys, but I mean, Joe Judge, Dable was okay. I'm blanking on another guy, but it's just been a very, very ugly show in New York when it has come to the head coaches, specifically for the Giants. Apparently, Tennessee and Atlanta were also players in this conversation. I was hearing that Atlanta wasn't as interested, or Harbaugh wasn't as interested in Atlanta just because they don't have a quarterback, and I can't blame him. Yes, you have Penix, but he just got hurt again, and you have an aging Kirk Cousins on that contract. Tennessee apparently was more of a player because they do have Cam Ward, and as a Cam Ward believer, I'm glad Harbaugh sees the vision, but everywhere else on that team is just pretty much cooked. So I think the Giants were his best option, and I don't blame him for going to the Giants. And now let's talk about that. You have Dart. You have Scatterbo. You have some pieces on that O-line. You have Malik Neighbors. You have some pieces on that D-line. Yes, the Giants need to improve a lot of other areas of their team, but there is a base there. There's a base. And this is what Harbaugh does best. We've seen this with his track record with the Ravens. He will not have a team be bad. Yes, they've had some very down years, but down years for them are 8-8 or 8-9. For them, it's minimum at least playing for the playoffs, or they were in playoff contention with the Ravens. So I don't know if that's necessarily the jump that the Giants will make in year one, just because, again, we got to see what they do in the draft and in free agency. But I really do think that he is going to have the Giants ran by like a professional team, like a real team. And I think this only adds to Dart's trajectory moving forward. Number one, I think Monken can get a lot out of him because similar skill set in some way to Lamar. Also, it's just consistency. You know Harbaugh's going to be there for a little bit, and you need that. I mean, Dable's fired in his first year. You need more consistency for your young quarterback. So I think this just, again, is a good move for the Giants. You're bringing in a professional, a guy that's been in the league for years, a guy that respects the franchise, a guy that is a guy that really will raise your floor. He will raise your floor. Now, the biggest question, again, with Harbaugh the last couple of years, and one of my gripes with him has been, is does he elevate your ceiling? Yes, he elevates your floor, but does he elevate your ceiling? But that conversation, in my opinion, is not relevant right now to the Giants because the Giants don't have an elite team. The entire focus of this is that the Giants are bad, and we all know that. So they need a guy that's going to get them at least back on track and to be a respectable organization. And I think that getting Harbaugh in the building and doing that is the perfect move for them. So overall, I really like this move for the Giants. Again, we'll have to see what the actual deal entails of, but I just wanted to talk about this because this really does, for me, feel like probably the best hire they could have made in the offseason. Yes, there were some other options here and there, but it was really all guys that have kind of fizzled out. This is the only proven winner that they really could have gone after. Yes, Tomlin is still there, but you would have had to trade for him. The Steelers still have his rights, and it sounds like he's minimum at least taking a year off. So I think this was the best move for both parties. John gets to be, a little bit more re-energized. He's not in Baltimore anymore. He's still in the East Coast, but you have a lot of toys to play with now. And you got a bunch of young guys that you can mold in the vision that you want to mold them in. And in my opinion, this division is pretty open. Yes, the Eagles have ran it, and I still think they're going to because there's so much talent in Philadelphia, but look, Dallas is still trying to figure a few things out, specifically on the defensive side. I don't even know what to make of Washington at this point because other than last year, they've been terrible. So there's potential to make improvements. And again, if the Giants can just hit on a couple more draft picks and make some big moves in free agency, I don't see how this doesn't go well for the Giants. My only question I have, I guess, moving forward with this is, what is Joe Shane's role? Because I was hearing, I don't know, again, nothing has been fully said yet, and there's just been reports here and there, but apparently Harbaugh didn't want Shane there because he wants a little bit more say in kind of the GM role. I don't know if, again, that's 100% true, but if that is the case, are they going to fire Joe Shane? I mean, it's a little late to fire your GM. You got to kind of, get on that soon, but we'll have to see. It's something to monitor, and Joe Shane's a very interesting one because He's had some misses, but he's also had some really good draft picks. So I don't know. And it's also like, how much credit does he even get for drafting Jackson Dart? Because that was really, from what I heard, Dable's pick. So a lot to consider, but that's something to monitor as this whole situation gets finalized. And we'll know at some point, I assume, by at least midpoint next week. But that's all I had on this one. It was just a quick one. Wanted to talk about it. But overall, I like this move for the Giants. I like this move, which pisses me off as an Eagles fan, but it was bound to happen at some point. I like the move for the Giants. I like the move for Harbaugh. I think this is a great combo. Again, we'll see how it translates onto the field, but I expect the Giants to be a lot better of an organization. That's all I had on this one. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. Drop your comments down below. What do you think? How do you think the Giants are going to do with Harbaugh? And again, if you're interested in any NFL content, I will be continuing to break down the playoffs, big news stories, any of that. If you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe. My TikTok will be in the description down below. And if you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate you, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.